Do you want to know how I moved from this to this to this to this? Stay tuned. I'll show you everything I have learned while doing stitch braids throughout the few weeks and how I progress. So hello guys, welcome to my channel if you're just joining, and welcome back if you have been here already. Today I'll be doing stitch braids on my client. I did this video a while back, but I said I'm gonna wait until I learn everything about stitch braids, and then I'll come and drop this video. So one thing I have learned, if you look, you see me applying the jam to my client's hair. Yes, that's how you actually start. But what I've learned is after you have part out your hair and put the jam on the client's hair, you must comb through the hair after you put the jam on it so that the jam will spread evenly throughout the root of the hair. If you see me here gently just combing the edge of the client's hair, no, it's best if you comb all the way through so that the hair will finish more smoother and it will last a long time. There are some persons who will part the hair in two again and put the jam between it. That is to actually hold the hair down as I'm explaining, but you have to ensure that you comb it through before you start. You see, I'm starting and I haven't even combed it through, and that's when I realized the importance of combing the jam through the hair. This is one little clip of another stitch braid that I did, and I'm going to explain what I mean when I say to comb it through. So you see, I comb both sides of the hair after I apply the jam to get it all the way through the hair. I have started my stitch braid process, and in this video at the end there will be a mannequin video explaining how I do the stitch braid process as promised in one of my videos that I'll use the mannequin to explain. So it's basically the same thing for all the stitch braid. It's just that there are a little few things that you have to do in order to get it stitched and also to last longer. Some persons use the comb to form the stitch. I rather have my pinky fingers done. Like I go to the nail salon, get my pinky fingers done, and I find that it's easier. First time I would have to go in my drawer, take out false nails and actually glue it on, which would take so much time, but this is so much easier. You can use the comb, but you will need to be skilled, because when you're using the comb, sometimes what the hair does is like slip, and then your stitch isn't as tight as it should be. In the process, I also use my middle finger when I'm braiding to hold the hair in place before I actually grip it. There are a lot of hairdressers who braid different ways, but most of the times they'll use their middle finger to hold the hair in place before they do the grip. When I'm finished my braids, I usually do their baby hairs. I usually add mousse, and I also hot water it. But whatever product I use, whether it's the jam for the edges or whatever it is, the description is linked, and there's an Amazon link where you can find all the products that I use. I just use the mousse to go in and some sprit, and then I'll put the wrapper around their head, and this is to help with all the flyaways, so on and so forth. And then I'll just go in with my blow dryer and and then I'll dry it as best as possible. And there you see me with my hot water kettle that I always use to hot water the hair ends to give it like a final seal. Then I'll go in with my oil-free shine mist to give it that extra shine, and also my Shine & Jam Magic Fingers Sheen Spray. And there she is, guys, my beautiful client. And I'm gonna give you the upgrade of how my stitch braids look now with the same process and the few tips that I have given you. These are the improvement, guys. I have learned so much, just as how I explained it to you. Those are the tips that I did use, and it really worked for me, and it's way much easier. I hope one of you guys could try and tell me how it works for you. Please remember to stay tuned for the mannequin video that's attached at the end of this video if you want to learn stitch braiding. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, and turn that post notification on. I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Tell a friend to tell a friend, okay? Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Last time I said I was going to show you how I add the braid in here when doing stitch braid. So here I have my mannequin, and I'm gonna be parting the base of the hair to begin with. I'm using my comb, or I could use my pinky fingers. So for this demonstration, I'll be numbering my fingers. So the pinky fingers, this is gonna be my number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so first I'll begin with the base, and this I'll part in 3. 1, 2, 3. So I'm gonna start braiding. So this here, I would say, so this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. So number 3, I'll begin braiding. So number 3, I'll have number 3 between fingers 1 and 2, which is same as my index and my thumb. And then I'll braid 1 time. Then here 1, I'm going to put between 4 and 5, which is my right thumb and index. So I'm going to put it between. Then I'm going to hold on to here number 2 in the middle, and then I'll braid. So there I have my first twist braid. Sorry, my first braid. Then I'll use my pinky finger and I'll put a line through. I'm not going to go all the way through because of the method that I'm using. This here that I just parted, I'm going to put it between fingers 1 and 2. And then here number 2, I'm going to braid. Here number 1, I'll put it between fingers 4 and 5. And then I'll use my pinky finger to part half of the stitch braid on this side, and I'll put it between fingers 4 and 5. Here 2, I'll hold, and then I'll just braid 1 time. The trick with stitch braid is with this process. Sometimes you'll see some people put a line through the middle, and then they'll bring all the hair together and use their pinky finger to make the stitch, but they don't come all the way across because that's a different method. They'll stop halfway, and that's how you get your stitch braid. So halfway, put it between fingers 1 and 2. Here number 2, I'll braid, and then I'll continue the same process over this side. Then I'm gonna start adding my first braiding here. So you have your braiding here. Braiding here is gonna go between fingers 1 and 2, which is index and thumb. And then I'll just put it right there. So this part of the braiding here is with this here in the middle, that's number 2. So this part of the braiding here will be added to number 3, that's right here. Then I'm gonna hold both, and then I'm gonna braid. But you have to hold them when you're braiding. Grip it when you're braiding. Put my my stitch braid through fingers 4 and 5, and then I'll braid. I'll only add here over on my right side. So you usually add the hair first before you stitch. Some people do it different, but I do it this way. Remember, this part of the braiding here goes with the number 2 here. That's the one in the middle, and then you braid. And then I'll just continue the process. Another stitch braid method is using my finger to go all the way through the part. So I use my finger, go all the way through the part, and then I'll bring that here between fingers 1 and 2. Remember, this part of the braiding here will go with this part that's left out. So because I parted all the way through, I'm just gonna braid 1, 2 times. I wouldn't bother to do a next pinky finger over this side because I went all the way through. If I had just did half like this, then I would have to come over this side and do another half. But if I'm all the way through, I'll braid 2 times. I'm gonna add another braid in here between fingers 1 and 2, and then I'll stitch this braid in here with this here, braid, stitch, and then I would just continue the process all the way down to get the stitch effect. You don't have to add here as you go along based on the size of the braid or the size you're trying to achieve. So it would look something like this. It's a mannequin, so the stitches aren't really showing as how they are supposed to, but yeah,